Today's video is going to be extremely important because Russia has just dropped a statement that isn't only being watched by media houses, it's being watched very closely across the entire Western world. But our interpretation, it's a little different because the real message Russia delivered today is not only for India, it's a message for America and the entire Western bloc. The question that makes Moscow uncomfortable: every time Russia faces Indian journalists, one question eventually pops up, a question that Moscow hates answering. If Russia ever has to choose between India and China, who will it choose? This moment came again just before President Vladimir Putin's visit to India, when Kremlin spokesperson and Putin's press secretary Dmitry Peskov faced the Indian media. Journalists asked several questions about the rapidly growing India-Russia partnership. Peskov praised the deep trust, the steady bilateral growth, and the long-standing strategic cooperation. But then came that question. The India-China question. The journalist asked, "Russia is a very close friend of India, but your relationship with China is now being called a no-limits partnership. India and China have ongoing border tensions. So for Russia, is it getting harder to maintain good relations with both sides? And if a moment comes where Russia must choose, who will Moscow stand with?" And here's the exact message Peskov delivered, a message that is now echoing across global strategic circles. Peskov's answer? The real signal here is the essence of his statement in simple, powerful English. Our relationship with China is very strong. They are a privileged strategic partner. And yes, we are ready to expand cooperation with China without limits, but we hold the same position with India. We are ready to go as far as India wants to go. In every possible field, as much as India is ready, Russia is ready. We deeply respect the bilateral relationship between India and China, and we believe both nations are wise enough to resolve their issues peacefully, because global stability and global peace depend on it. So Russia will continue to grow its friendship with India and with China at the same time. This statement is not neutral. It's a calculated diplomatic message aimed at three audiences: India, China, and the West. What this means for the US. For Washington, this is a reminder that Russia is not drifting into China's camp alone. India remains one of Moscow's most reliable long-term partners. A Russia-India axis continues to exist, independent of Western pressure. Moscow is signaling it won't be forced to choose sides by anyone. The West often assumes Russia and China are becoming inseparable. But Moscow is making it clear. Our partnership with China has no limits, but our partnership with India has no ceiling either. That's a rare line in geopolitics. Russia's real strategy. What Russia wants is simple. China for economic and strategic balancing against the West. India for stability, technology cooperation, energy, defense, and multipolar diplomacy. Russia cannot afford to lose either of them. And Peskov made that absolutely clear. He also placed responsibility on India and China. Two great civilizations, two rising powers. They must be wise enough to talk and settle issues through diplomacy. This is Moscow saying, "We're not choosing. You two must manage the peace." Final message. Peskov's comments may sound soft on the surface, but strategically, it's a bold signal. Russia will not be cornered into choosing India or China. Russia sees both as essential pillars of its future. And Russia is telling the United States, don't assume China owns us. India matters just as much. This is the most expensive question for Russia. And today, Moscow answered it with perfect geopolitical balance.